Micro Studio Productions.
Sto di fardo ferdoldardo, in bis.
Today, she was working in the garden, which had already finished blooming. This small garden consisted of several dozen fruit trees and low berry bushes that typically grew in the shade of larger trees. In a cozy corner of the garden stood a small gazebo, which served as shelter from the rain and a place to rest. Next to the gazebo, wooden boxes held the essential tools for garden care. The young girl carefully inspected the fruit trees, checking how many fruits had set where flowers of various shapes and sizes had recently bloomed. Melisa meticulously went from tree to tree, thoroughly examining each one. She noticed that this year, more fruits had set on the branches compared to previous seasons. The increase in fruit was clearly influenced by the bee colony, whose bees had actively worked on the flowers throughout their blooming period. The increase in harvest was obviously pleasing, as Melisa was already planning to process part of the crop into jam and other homemade products. The garden brought her not only pleasure, but also a healthy addition to her diet. While inspecting another tree, Melisa noticed a few dried up branches that needed trimming. She headed to the gazebo, where a wooden box nearby held various gardening tools. Among them were a pair of pruning shears she needed for the job. Melisa reached for the shears but quickly pulled her hand back. A sharp, searing pain shot through her hand, as if a red-hot nail had pierced her skin. Glancing down, she spotted an aggressive bee on her hand. She gasped and noticed a stinger left behind in her skin. The sting site quickly turned red and began to throb. Recalling advice from a book she'd read about bees, Melisa took a deep breath and carefully removed the stinger with her fingernail, making sure not to press on her skin. The initial panic gradually gave way to calm, though her hand continued to ache.